Celebrity Catwalk. This show is chock full of all kinds of goodies, but we're kicking things off with our friend, Dr. Michelle Borgelli. That's Borgelli. Here to answer some most frequently asked questions. Thank you, Dr. Michelle, for stopping by on your day off, no less.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Great. Let's start things off. So many dog owners often wonder, why do dogs eat grass?
Yeah, well, a lot of times they'll do it just because they like the taste of it, but they can do it if they have a stomach ache, which is probably the more common reason, but sometimes they just like it.
Wow. And while we're talking about eating, on a not so savory question, why do dogs eat poop?
Good question. So it's really, really common in puppies. They just don't know better, and again, they love the way that it tastes. You also see it in a lot of older animals that just mentally are declining a little bit. And they can do it if they have intestinal disease, so like parasites or an infection, or just if they have a bellyache and a lot of inflammation going on.
So totally a sign that things are not working well internally.
Yes.
And they need to head over to see you.
Or they just like it, but yeah, maybe get it checked out because something could be going on.
Okay. February is National Pet Dental Month. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Yep.
You always know. How important is it to brush a dog's teeth or even a cat's teeth?
Very important, and it does get forgotten about a lot, but just imagine you never brush your teeth, you get a lot of tartar plaque buildup, and then a lot of infections, and those infections can actually spread to other parts of the body. So they can get heart disease, kidney disease, liver disease, which can be pretty serious.
So by not brushing, does this include flossing as well?
No flossing, but if you can, that would be awesome, but
oh, wow. Okay.
difficult to do.
So very important, because if you don't do it, it leads to other problems, bigger issues.
Yeah, bigger issues. So try to do it at least a couple times a week.
My last question on hygiene. Cleaning your pet's ears, do or don't? What do you say?
Absolutely. Do, definitely a do, but don't overdo it. Once to twice a week or after they go swimming, there's good bacteria in the ears, and you need that to fight off the bad bacteria, so you don't want to over clean because then you can lose those bacteria. But definitely a do.
Thank you, Dr. Michelle.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hopefully we'll see you soon. And if you're back in New York with your fur baby, you can take them to see Dr. Michelle at West Chelsea Veterinary. Hey guys, welcome back to Celebrity Catwalk. You've seen her on TV, you've read about her in the New York Times, and you've seen her gorgeous designer shoes that she generously donated to Celebrity Catwalk fundraisers. Welcome to Celebrity Catwalk, professional poker player Beth Shak. Welcome, Beth.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Now you brought some VIP guests with you. Introduce.
I did. This one is not behaving really well. Your brother and sister would not be happy with you. This is Sabine, and Sabine loves, yes, my baby.
Sabine is calm.
I know, Sabine is calm.
And collected.
And she's used to being on camera, and this is her baby sister, Mila, who is,
Mila.
She wants everyone to hear her.
She is very vocal. So let's talk poker. How did you start with poker?
I started playing poker as a hobby, and I actually self-taught myself online. I played for free money on one of the websites that is, no longer, I guess, around in the United States, but I played as a child. I had a father and a brother that played, so I grew up seeing it in my household, and it was around me, but not anything that I didn't join in with my father and brother. This is my little dolphin, by the way.
She has lots to say. I guess that leads me to my next question. How do you not let men intimidate you at the poker table?
That was hard initially. I mean, that took a little bit of time because when I started playing, it was easy to be intimidated by them. I mean, it was difficult. But after a while, you learn that, nobody is going to bully you when you have the best hand, and then you learn to just have guts and know that you can bully them.
So online poker is a huge deal. What are some of the differences between playing live and online poker?
There's a huge difference because I've always trusted my gut instinct with people, and seeing somebody and sitting across from them and being able to look at them and their mannerisms and read them. So to play online was always, different for me. I mean, you could catch certain things, but I never liked it as much. I mean, some people loved it. They loved laying in bed or sitting in an office and playing, but it never had...
Poker in my pajamas.
Yeah, exactly. with my doggies.
Yes. That's easy.
But I never had the same feel as I did live.
So for those of you who don't know, you actually have quite a prolific shoe collection that's been filmed, written about, talked about, all over online. How did the shoe collection get started? How did you go from poker to shoes?
Well, I think I went from shoes to poker.
And then back to shoes.
And then back to shoes. It just really happened. I just love shoes, and you buy, like anything else, you buy one thing, and then you buy two, and then three, and then all of a sudden one day you say, how did I wind up with so many? It just kind of got crazy. And now living in New York City full time, I'm realizing I can't have as many as I have and live comfortably.
How do you keep your friends and family from borrowing your shoes?
Well, unfortunately for my daughter, she's a size 8 and I'm a size 7. So, there's a few pair that she can fit into just because for whatever reason they've stretched, and once she stretches them even more, they become hers. But I feel sorry for her because, but then they're safe. They're safe from her destroying my entire closet of shoes.
I have an important question to ask you. If you could save one, your shoe collection or your handbag collection, which would it be?
Well, as much as everybody thinks I love my shoes, and I love my shoes, believe me. God, Mila, you're not behaving. The handbag collection is the valuable collection. It's not the shoe collection. So I would have to vote for the handbag collection.
Good choice.
I would go for the handbag collection.
Thank you so much, Beth, for being here. To catch up with Beth, head over to BethShak.com.
Thank you. And now she's calm. There you go.
That was, Welcome back, guys. We are beyond thrilled to have a longtime Celebrity Catwalk supporter here with us, Katie Cleary. We caught her while she was in town from Los Angeles. Thank you so much, Katie, for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
Let me ask you, have you always been an animal lover?
Yes, always. Since I was 11 years old, I started rescuing kittens, bottle feeding, you name it, puppies, squirrels, wild animals.
Wow.
Yeah, doing the whole thing, rescuing.
You went all in. So it went beyond dogs and cats.
Oh, way beyond. Yeah, I love wild animals too. So yeah, I don't discriminate. I love all animals.
So tell us about Peace for Animals and World Animals, because this is a very, very global activism project.
Yeah, my passion has always been endangered species specifically, so raising awareness to protect rhinos, elephants, the top, I would say 5 endangered species. So tigers being one of the most endangered, and then rhinos are up there as well. So, they're used for, unfortunately, their parts, they're poached. West Africa just lost all of their rhinos actually last year, so it's really unfortunate what's happening. But also tigers, tiger teeth, tiger claws, tiger bone wine, tiger pelts are sold on the black market. It's a $20 billion industry, the black market trade of endangered species. So I love domestic animals as well. So I started rescuing and pulling from high kill shelters, and then rehabilitating, trying to find homes for cats and dogs and birds and you name it.
Wow.
But Peace for Animals started with my logo, the tiger, because it's one of the most endangered species. I thought that would be really appropriate, and big cats and little cats are my thing. So yeah, 2012, I started Peace for Animals, and then from there I produced a radio show called WorldAnimalNews.com, and then kind of converted that into the CNN for animal welfare. So you can get the latest breaking issues from around the globe on WorldAnimalNews.com.
Wow, that was her plug. And that was excellent. Oh my goodness. So you've been really busy. Your team has grown from baby to full-blown like adult.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like I would love my end all be all is to have a sanctuary, rescue and rehab for endangered species in South Africa. So I feel like my heart's in South Africa.
Wow.
So maybe split my time between LA, maybe even New York and South Africa. So.
And speaking of LA and filming in LA, you mentioned Netflix. You have something on there called Give Me Shelter.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it started around the same time. It was weird. I had this epiphany with Peace for Animals. The name popped in my head for my charity. World Animal News. I don't know where that came from. I was like, that's a good name. It kind of has a good ring.
Nice
and
ring.
then Give Me Shelter also. Like in 2012, I had this kind of thing come over me, like what can I do to make more of a difference? And so Give Me Shelter was something I literally woke up, the idea popped in my head to do a documentary. And so, and everyone thought I couldn't focus on the top issues. It only has to be one issue, they kept saying. You know, only focus on like the movie Blackfish or The Cove with the dolphins and what's happening with SeaWorld. I wanted to expose all of it. So I picked the top 10. So the ivory trade, tiger conservation, puppy mills, the fur trade, seal clubbing, circuses. We touched on SeaWorld, shark finning. And we got a lot of people involved in entertainment that are a voice in entertainment to be in it. So I started asking favors. I asked Tippi Hedren, Rick O'Barry, who won an Oscar for The Cove, and he was my last end all be all. I said, if I can get Rick O'Barry and he can fly in for this interview, I am set. And so he spoke about marine mammals. And the film got picked up on Netflix last year. And I kept praying. I said, if this film can get on Netflix so we can save some lives, that's my goal. And
that's a lot of viewership.
Yeah. So it's been, it took me 3 years to produce it, put all my own money into it. And then I'm doing the second film. So it'll be filming in South Africa and Indonesia later this year.
Was it tough to narrow down the issues?
Oh, yeah. There's just so many.
Top 10, I'm thinking only 10?
There's so many, and the thing is that was even like enough, for people. People, told me.
You don't want to overwhelm people, but you want to give them specifics and elaborate.
Exactly, and that's the thing. They're like, we have to get a notepad to take notes. This whole film with the palm oil and the rainforest footage, and with what's happening with orangutans in Borneo and how their habitat's being destroyed because of palm oil. That was a big issue that people had no idea was happening. So, so the second film will be called We Are One, and and we'll highlight the rest of the issues. So a little bit more about canned hunting, bear bile industry, what else? The cat and dog meat trade in Asia. A lot of issues that are really kind of hard for people to understand and watch. And we're going to make it more educational and not graphic.
Of course.
And just give people the facts so they can do something to change it.
Wow. You were doing so much. Thank you.
Thank you guys. This is great. This is a great opportunity to really raise awareness and educate people.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Katie, for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Catch up with Katie on katiecleary.com. Hey guys, welcome back. Boutique meets animal shelter. Huh? What? What'd you say? We are going to get to the bottom of this. Brittany Feldman is here to give us all the details. And how about we start at the beginning? Welcome, Brittany. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Have animals always been a part of your DNA?
Yes, 100%. I've always been an animal lover. Growing up, I used to save the insects that we'd find and name them all, and they would be my pets. I've loved every type of animal from the very, very beginning.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I would have to say I'm more of a dog person, although I do love cats. Growing up in Manhattan, we couldn't have dogs in our building, so we had cats. And I love cats, but my heart is definitely with dogs. I have a dog and a cat now, so I guess I'm kind of both.
Now, you have someone here with you, your special guest. Who is this?
This is Gus. We found Gus on the streets in the Bronx. We were rescuing a dog at the time, and he was drinking out of the sewer, covered in motor oil, fleas, and puncture wounds all over him. So he was very friendly, came up to us, was hungry, so we said we're not going to leave him either, so we brought him in. So we've had him since December, and we're looking for a home for him. He's around 2 years old.
Okay, Gus, good luck. So what were you doing before the inception of Shelter Chic?
So I used to be an elementary school teacher for special education in the New York City public school system. I did that for 6 years, and I was volunteering at an animal shelter at the time. I decided to leave teaching and pursue work in animal rescue. I worked for a shelter, loved it, and then decided I wanted to do my own kind of thing.
And that's how Shelter Chic was born, right?
Yes. So working at the animal shelter, I felt that there was a number of people who never really walked into shelters or never really knew about animal rescue. They heard about it, but again, the advertising for shelters and homeless animals can be very sad, pretty depressing, and turn a lot of people off. So I thought that it would be best for us to do something where it's a fun, funky, fashionable, happy environment that people are walking in and they don't have to be sad. You know, the animals it's really the way you advertise them. So all the rescue animals, we feel like it will get more people in the door if we show them having a great story and, you know, fancy dressed up and everything. So
Making it personal.
yeah, making it more personal.
Now, Shelter Chic is actually a very cool and novel concept. I'll let you do the honors and explain it to people who are not so familiar with the concept of Shelter Chic.
Yeah, so like I said, right now we have been operating as a rescue group. We're foster based. We take in dogs and cats. We have a nonprofit boutique that we opened in October. It is in a donated space in Tribeca, which is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's only temporary though, which is the only issue. Our goal is really, we always have adoptable animals in the store. So when people come in, whether they're looking to adopt, whether they're looking to just do some guilt-free shopping where all the money goes to the rescue, or whether they just ask, you know, what is this? We can educate them about adoption, whether we have the animals that they're looking for or not. We will turn them to other organizations. We give them resources about low-cost spay neuter. So we're just about educating people more. And again, in a fun way that people actually want to come through the doors. My business partner, I had this idea for a while, and my very close friend who has a background in business said, you know, let's get this started, let's do this. And so we've been working together, and it's been going really great.
So it's just the two of you? Gus, where are you going? Oh, Gus. Is he nervous?
He's nervous, but he's okay.
Come back, Gus.
So it's the two of us, and then my good friend got involved also, who I met through the animal rescue world. She had been working at a shelter with me. She has a lot of experience, so the three of us do it together, all volunteer-based. Yeah.
How would you like to see Shelter Chic grow in the future?
So right now, as I said, we're in a donated space. We are very new. We don't have a huge network of fosters. We can only take in the amount of animals that we have fosters for. And once we have to be out of our space, we have to be out. So we would like to actually open up a boutique animal shelter permanently, where we can have the boutique, have shoppers there, and also house the animals. So ideally, we'd be sustaining ourselves through the business, but also promoting animal adoption. All the animals would be up for adoption there. You know, just a boutique and getting people in the door. We are very limited right now with our funds and with our audience, so we hope to, you know, find sponsorship where we can actually secure a permanent location.
And how's it going so far in terms of pets being adopted?
It's going really well. We have been open since October. We've had 21 adoptions, 11 dogs, 10 cats, all different kinds. I'm a huge pit bull lover. We've had 3 pit bulls adopted. And it's going really, really well. We're very small, we're very new, and it's only a few of us, so we would really like to grow, save more animals, and reach more people to really promote adoption, and again, target people who otherwise would never consider adoption or just don't really know about it in the first place.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for being here.
Thank you.
Join us next time. Please come back.
Thank you. I will. Thanks.
Go to shelterchic.com to learn more about how you can adopt a pet.
Welcome back to Celebrity Catwalk. I'm Stephanie Matera, your lifestyle correspondent. And today I have Jennifer Brandon here with me of Jachet Studio. She creates original oil paintings all based on the beauty of animals. And she's here to tell us more about what inspires her to create these beautiful works of art. Thank you for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me.
So when did you start learning how to do this composition and work with oil and canvas?
So my mom is actually an oil painter by trade.
Really?
And so ever since I was a little girl, I was involved with oil painting and drawing since I could pick up a pencil. So I've just been enjoying it since I can remember, and I was also involved with animals growing up on a farm. So the two just sort of collided and made perfect sense to combine.
So how do you choose your subjects? Right here we have this beautiful lion cub.
Oh, thank you. So this was actually inspired by a charity event that I was involved with the Humane Society, Humane Society of America and Humane Society International. And we were doing a larger piece of a lion, a chimp, and an elephant. And so this was the sort of secondary piece representing the cub. So that's what inspired this particular piece. A lot of my work has to do with equestrian work or dogs or any sort of animals, but in this particular case, we were featuring the wildlife.
Beautiful. And the Humane Society of the United States is an amazing organization.
They are.
They do so much here, not only in the States, but like you mentioned, internationally. So when you partner with them and you do paintings or you bring something to life for them,
Yes.
is there a component that gives back to the organization, or how do you raise awareness of their causes?
Yes. So what we did was we actually had a large piece, sort of the size of Equestrian Breakthrough over here. And that's what featured the adult elephant, chimpanzee, and lion. And 100% of the proceeds went to the Humane Society International from the auctioning off of that piece at their charity event here in New York City.
Yes, at the Cipriani.
Yes.
And at Wall Street, or was it in it was in Midtown, that's right,
Yes.
across from Grand Central.
Yes.
And so beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
to generously donate 100%.
Well, it was wonderful to be involved, and you know that's just the one thing I can do to give back when I can. So it's a wonderful collaboration, really.
That's great. And I know you have a dog here. So
Yes.
I follow you on Instagram. I'm a big fan of your work, and I know you probably have a lot of pet enthusiasts. So is this dog inspired by one of your clients or one of your own pets?
Yes, actually, this particular piece is my newest piece. I just finished it. It's for a client that I met at the Hampton Classic, actually.
Nice.
Yes, it's one of my favorite horse shows. It's one of the few events that I actually show my work at. And so I met this client there. She introduced me to her dog. We took photos, talked about what sort of style she was interested in, and she was really enjoying this lion cub, for instance. And so we took from this and created a painting of her dog.
I can see that in the eyes.
Yes.
The eyes have that expression and emotion.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you love equestrian inspired
Yes.
pictures, and I love
I
this
do.
horse. This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
So do you work with any horse-related charities, or?
I have, and let me see if I can pull the name of the one that I have worked with. I believe it's called Marley's Mission, that I've done just a little bit of work with. I'm hoping to do more with them. They're actually a local organization to my area in Pennsylvania, but they do a lot with horses and children in need and everything. So it's a wonderful charity.
Yes, and horses, two big things. One, being therapy for children is
Right.
incredible use of these amazing animals, and they get something out of that emotional connection with the children as well. But also, people don't realize that horses are slaughtered for their meat, and their meat is sold overseas. A lot of it gets exported to France, and so the Humane Society is also helping to combat that. So.
Right, yes, they are. They're huge advocates for the proper, taking care of the horses in the proper way. They're wonderful, yes.
The horses are amazing companions. Dogs have been with us since the beginning of time, and horses pretty much too. They're, our true companions. So thank you so much for everything that you do for animals and capturing their beauty and their heart in your picture so beautifully, your painting so beautifully. So if you want to learn more about Jennifer Brandon and Jachet Studio, you can visit jachetstudio.com.
Paws in the City 2016, CelebrityCatwalk.com. Furry fashionistas will once again be hitting the catwalk for charity. Designers are currently being considered for Paws in the City 2016 in New York City. If you would like to participate in Celebrity Catwalk's next Paws in the City event, here are some important details that you need to know about. Paws in the City weekend will take place in New York City the weekend of May 20th, 2016. That's the weekend before Memorial Day. Designs are due in New York City by April 15th, 2016. Designers pick models from the approved Celebrity Catwalk model roster. Designers also create and donate a minimum of 10 looks for the runway. Not 6, not 7, but 10. Of course, you can create more than 10, but 10 is the minimum. Why 10, you say? Because the fashion show itself is made up for each designer. Each designer has their own scene within the show, so designers have total control over what they put on the catwalk. Celebrity Catwalk, we do months of promoting the show and its participating designers. So if you want your designs to hit the catwalk for charity, we look forward to hearing from you. CelebrityCatwalk.com.